House of Bells popping. It's D about to react to this video about more. This is Dhar Mann is finished. Lord, y'all didn't cancel Dhar Mann. What did he do? Does this mean we're not getting any more videos from him? Oh no, what will we do without those cringy storylines and bad acting? Oh my god, how will we go on? I want to see what happened with him though. What occurred? Let's see. Let's watch.
Alright, so a lot of you have been wanting me to kind of react or cover the story about Dhar Mann being canceled and being exposed for being a shitty human being instead of the morally superior creator slash person that he's always tried to seem like he was over the many years he's been on the YouTube platform. Now, once again, another goody two-shoes, holier than thou. I'm fighting for the rights of the people, trying to make society better. I'm squeaky clean. I don't have any skeletons in my closet. I've never ever done anything wrong kind of person. Ends up being exposed for being the opposite.
Is that the image he portrayed?
Everything he was preaching. How many times is it gonna happen? Happens all the time. Like, this is why I don't try to come off as if I'm a good person or a bad person. I just let you guys decide what I am based on your opinions.
Same here. I say it all the time. Okay, don't listen to me. Even when I give advice, take it with a grain of salt. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay, I'm a flawed person just like you. Like, I talk shit about people. I contradict myself. I change my mind a lot. What? I got a lot of shit going on. Don't ever put me on no pedestal, ever. Okay? I'm not your mammy, your mentor, your teacher, none of that. So if some shit come out about me, don't ever be like, oh, I would have never thought D would. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't ever present no type of squeaky clean image at all. Okay? I got a lot of fucked up shit going on over here. So, you know, take my advice and all that with a grain of salt.
I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Not everybody's gonna like me. Not everybody's gonna hate me. You know, my personality, my bluntness might come off as rude or offensive to a lot of you, but at least you know what you're getting. At least I'm not lying to you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you about how I feel, and that's how I've really tried to keep my content for the majority of the years I've been on this platform. But you see, when you have people like Dhar Mann, who creates content like this, creating wholesome scenarios where people are trying to make a come up or never judge a book by its cover or do the right thing because it is the right thing to do, and karma will come back to you because you are a good person. You'd expect the creator, director, and producer behind these videos to be a morally good person, but it turns out Dhar Mann himself, who was the creator of these videos, was not. Surprising? Not for me. But anyways, recently he's been exposed by the actors that he's used in his videos for many years over mistreating them and taking advantage of them and just being a shitty boss. And so because of that, the people who were working for him, the actors, decided to protest outside of his studios for this alleged mistreatment.
Dhar Mann owns and manages a video production company known as Dhar Mann Studios, and he probably wouldn't have thought that just a few years down the road he'd have his own actors protesting outside of his studio against alleged mistreatment.
Based on those songs. $20 a day. That's what we are.
It's not fair, and he's not going to be able to pretend that he spreads good messages when he doesn't treat the people around him.
And honestly, everything she just said in that short TikTok video is facts. I hate morally superior, holier than thou people who just act like they're better than you, but behind the scenes they are just like scum. But in the comment sections, their fans or viewers are just constantly acting like this is the best person ever. Like, bro, do you know who this person really is in real life? Like, most of these times when fans actually pull up to these people in real life on camera, they're just like shitty people. They wouldn't even acknowledge the fan or the viewer. Like, bro, the people who's been supporting you for years. And I'm gonna be quite frank, a lot of these creators don't see you guys as human beings. They don't have communities. They don't respond to your messages. They see you as another number, 1, 2, 3, 4, to the view count of each video they upload. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of viewers do view creators as objects too. As just like...
Yeah, it goes both ways. But also I was gonna say, it's difficult to see people who view you as, you know, human beings because you're just seeing random comments, and a lot of them don't even have fucking profile pictures. So, and then you see a whole bunch of random, like, rude comments. So it's hard to actually, you know, point out that, okay, these are human beings that I have a relationship with, you know. That's why I created my Patreon, honestly. That was the primary reason, so that I could build relationships with my viewers, people who really fuck with me, and I have done that. Like, I follow several of them on Instagram. I'll be talking to them. Like, I feel like I have an actual relationship with, you know, some of my viewers just from my Patreon. I play games with them. A lot of them, yeah, they were on the Among Us games that y'all saw in those videos. So, yeah, that is why I created that separate community, because I did feel like that. Like, oh, these are just random people. It's just, you know, it's hard to feel like they're human beings and that you have a relationship when you know, it's just random comments that you're seeing. You're not seeing people's faces and actually talking to them. It's hard to do that.
You see machines to pump out free content for them. So yeah, this is a two-way street. But when you have a content creator like Dhar Mann who's actually trying to create wholesome content that is supposed to teach moral ethics and life lessons to their viewers, but is out here not living what they preach, then it's just super hypocritical. And it only makes when they get exposed that much worse, because they were upholding an image of moral superiority when their morals were in the gutter the entire time.
Dhar Mann lives this luxurious lifestyle with his wife and kids now, but it seems like he's not reciprocating even remotely a decent amount of energy to his actors. That played a huge contribution to where he's at today. And I'm talking to the point where they're claiming they aren't even able to afford rent.
Oh! Not a single actor that works at Dhar Mann Studios can afford rent.
Where y'all live?
This is a show that has millions of views across multiple social media platforms.
Over this past...
To be fair, there are a lot of struggling actors in LA, though, who work for big companies. So, I have a friend who, well, she's been an extra in, like, several, like, popular shows, and she not doing the best financially. So, that is actually kind of common.
This week,
but
major
let's hear more,
actors
though.
that worked for Dhar Mann Studios' YouTube channel have spoken out to shed light on their ongoing issue of being considered contractors and not actual employees for the extremely successful channel. These past few days, as more and more actors have been coming out, Dhar Mann has only been coming under fire after people are hearing what these actors are having to say about their boss.
Alright, so that's just completely insane to me. Sort of a lot to unpack there, but I'm gonna keep it brief. One, how the hell is a channel like Dhar Mann's, a channel that even now, after all the drama, is still getting millions of views, probably 3 to 4 million views on average, has over 10 billion channel views collectively, gets about, on average, 200 million views per month? How is a channel like this not able to give their actors an affordable wage so that they can pay rent? Like, let me put you guys on game. For a channel like this, family-friendly, YouTube loves this shit, and everybody loves the kind of content, although it's cringe, they like...
Sorry, this is the last one, boss. You could fucking say that about any corporation, though. That's what I'm saying. I need to hear more, because people are working at McDonald's making fucking crumbs. They are barely getting by. They got 10 roommates, but McDonald's is one of the biggest companies in the world. Like, what? They make bread, but they're paying their employees shit. So this is how it works in the world. And like I said, a lot of these big studios, they do the same thing with actors. There are so many struggling actors. A lot of actors aren't making, you know, what the Michael B. Jordans and the Will Smiths are making. So this is very common, but
obviously unrealistic scenarios that
give
happen in these videos, because it's easy content to digest. But for a channel like this with 200 million views per month, based on what I've made within the last year or so for, let's say, million views on YouTube, and keep in mind, he's probably getting way better ads than me because YouTube is pushing his content out to advertisers first. He's a family-friendly, brand-friendly guy, so he's getting premium ads. I'd say probably roughly on average every month for the views he's getting, he's probably making $1 million per month off of these videos alone. And let's not forget about merchandise he most likely has. Let's not forget about the super chats and donations he probably gets from his viewers. He also has 29 million followers on Facebook, so he's making a hefty bag over there. I believe Facebook pays more than YouTube based on the CPMs they have for creators. So let's add another $1 million on top of what he's making on YouTube. So that's $2 million per month. He's making clean profits off of all the content he's producing. A multi-millionaire. And you're telling me out of the kindness of his heart, for a guy like this, he can't come up with enough money to pay his actors a livable wage so that they can pay their rent? Like, in my opinion, each actor should probably be making at least $60K as actors who have consistently worked with this guy for months on, probably years on end. But apparently, based on what Spillplug said in her video, he hasn't officially hired them. They are still contractors after all this time, which means that as a contractor, you don't have to provide them with health benefits. There's no sick days off or vacation time. There's no maternity leave. There's no insurance covered by the business. So if anything goes wrong, it pretty much just falls back on the contractor themselves. But there's pros and cons to everything. As a contractor, you can work for multiple companies, work with multiple clients, so you're not really stuck with one company and one salary. But given that these actors have worked with Dhar Mann for such a long time and are pretty much employees, in my opinion, if they're not really working with any other company, it's super scummy for Dhar Mann to not hire them as just full-time employees under his payroll. But clearly he's a smart man, so he understands the benefits of keeping them as contractors. Also, as contractors, they probably can't even unionize if they wanted to, which is kind of saving him in this moment right now, I guess.
I'm gonna be brutally honest. I was really afraid, and still am very afraid, to press post on this video, much less record it. Listen, it's true. Dhar Mann has not been scaling his actors' pay as he has become a multi-millionaire. We are incredibly lucky, but I agree that the culture is not right, and I don't subscribe to a big brother agenda where you can't say anything and you're fired if you do. So I'd rather look at this like an opportunity for Dhar Mann to practice what he preaches. And I think it's time I stand for those people, and I can't sit here and silently take word from Dhar Mann until this is addressed.
And yeah, I agree with everything he just said. You should scale, in my opinion, up to a certain point. You know, if these actors have been with him for years and have essentially been the bedrock of his growth, and you were paying them a specific rate based on the views you were getting back then, but now that you're much bigger, you haven't changed that rates or that salary, then that's messed up, man. They deserve to get paid more. They deserve to earn more and live a better life for themselves and their friends and their family members to be able to afford better things in life. If they've helped you get to where you are, you should help them improve their lives as well. That's just being a good person. That's my philosophy. That's my mindset. But I'm not out here producing content like Dhar Mann. Isn't that funny? He's the one producing this content, but not living by that mindset. Well, I'm out here just being real with you guys, and that's how I treat people in my life. That's how I try to help out other people who've helped me in the past, be it friends, family members, artists, editors.
Y'all not even good. Y'all not even good actors. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do.
That several of the other actors also resorted to protesting. He said, "We asked for a meeting, and we were told that we would not be given a meeting." He also posted a screenshot on his Instagram story that read, "What happens when you ask for a meeting? Officially fired. Hashtag protest Dhar Mann." And in the screenshot, it seemed as if one of the actors was fired via email that read, "We are emailing to inform you that you are no longer needed for this role, Jessica, on this date, February 9, 2023. Thank you."
Oh man, that's cool. That's actually crazy. This is, yeah, as a contractor, you can be fired immediately if the boss wants you to be for whatever reason. Like, you're a contractor, you're not on the payroll, you're not an employee, so they have no obligation to your well-being, your opinions, how you feel, your health, or your livelihood.
It's an evil world we live in.
So in short, there is a protest going on at Dhar Mann Studios. And this protest is being organized and performed by a lot of actors who work with Dhar Mann. There are a lot of reasons why we're protesting, but the main one being we asked for a meeting with Dhar because we were unhappy with the way we were being treated here at Dhar Mann Studios. Ultimately, we were told we would not get that meeting. If you want the full in-depth breakdown, Colin A. Borden has a great video on his page. It's got everything you need. Because we have no other choice, and because we feel like we would be retaliated against for even asking for a meeting, because that's what the culture feels like here at Dhar Mann Studios, we have decided to gather and protest. We want a meeting with Dhar Mann, and until we get one...
So it seems like Dhar Mann, he's just the face of the company. He probably doesn't even really engage with the actors that much. Dhar Mann probably has a director and co-producers who are mostly engaging with the actors themselves. Dhar Mann is probably just out here, mostly not in the studio doing any kind of work. Typically, you only see him at the beginning or the end of a video, reading some script, and then the video ends. He probably just like comes in for like 15 to 20 minutes a day and just leaves. Like, it's pretty much gotten to the point to where he gets so many views, he doesn't even need to be in the studio anymore. So yeah, the odds of these actors ever seeing Dhar Mann face to face or coming into contact with him in the same room is probably slim to none. And at this point, he's probably not going to even try and get close to these people, knowing full well that there's a lot of charged up emotions and they're financially struggling, and knowing the mindset of a lot of extremely rich elite people in society have, whether the common man or people below them. He just views them as peasants. He views them as cattle to be used, slaughtered, and dumped when he's done with them. I'm just being honest. People like Dhar Mann wouldn't even piss on you if you weren't fired. They are not good people. But then again, those are just my assumptions. And honestly, I don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I will. Until he comes out with a video explaining his side of the story, which I doubt he will. I'm just gonna keep my preconceived assumptions about him, because too many instances of people like this coming out, being exposed for being shitty human beings while they're out here creating holier than thou content has happened. And to be honest, to be quite honest, I'm getting sick and tired of it.
I mean,
Anyways,
that...
a day later after that protest footage was shown of the employees gathering outside of Dhar Mann Studios, an emotionally charged video popped up by a former actor of the studio, was posted online, and it basically explained the perspective of how that actor felt and how she was treated while working for Dhar Mann.
Hi guys, Jazz and Nicolette here. If you're watching this video, you might know my work from Dhar Mann Studios, and this is a very scary thing to talk about. And it's a very emotional one for me, so I'm going to try to get through it without crying. I was doing a TikTok video with Dhar, and it was around Halloween time, so he was supposed to be chasing me with a weapon. And there was a security guard on set, and Dhar was asking what weapon should I use. I was assuming that it was going to be not real weapon, prop. But he turns to the security guard gives him a real knife and points the knife at me. And I immediately was shocked and paralyzed, didn't know what to do. I felt so unsafe that there was a knife being pointed at me to do a TikTok video. And this is Dhar himself. I said I was unsafe. I had to reiterate that I felt unsafe doing this, him pointing a knife at me to do this little skit for TikTok. And finally the director of the shoot said, we don't have to use a real knife, we can use this spatula. I then proceeded to run out of the studio crying. I had a complete meltdown. There was no assistant directors on TikTok video productions. There was only one director and a few actors, and that was just really unacceptable. Something like that happening, and they told me that there was going to be change, and the change wasn't regulated and it wasn't enforced, and it really changed.
So all the knives on like movie sets and stuff, those aren't props?
I stand with the actors. I stand still protesting Dhar Mann. Thank you for watching this video. It was really hard to get through. I'm sorry if I am emotional, because it is a very emotional.
But I can see how that would be scary. I wouldn't want to do that.
Knowing all the horrific accidents that have happened on sets, right? Filming various TV shows and movies in the past, why the fuck would Dhar Mann think it was a bright idea to bring a real knife onto the set? Didn't Bruce Lee's son die on set due to a gun being fired at him? What about the Alec Baldwin situation with Alec Baldwin shooting one of the cast members because he was playing around with a real gun on set? And knowing full well that this is a woman who doesn't expect a real weapon to be on set, while him supposedly supposed to be using it while chasing her. Like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Like, even me, bro, like, I'm a man and I'm not having nobody chase me down on set, even if it's just acting with a real knife. Like, what do you see? Now I'm just beginning to think that this Dhar Mann is probably a sociopath who can't just register like emotions or whatever. Like, I don't know. I'm tired of using that word. I'm tired of using these words like psychopath, sociopath. I'm just calling these people evil. These people are evil. They know what they're doing. They understand the emotions. They understand that this is the wrong thing to do. They understand that they are mistreating people, but they continue to do it because they don't care. But if it were happening to them, they would understand that I don't want to be treated like this. This is bad. I don't like this pain. I don't like feeling like this. I don't like being taken advantage of. Like, that's just evil. And it's just a lack of empathy for me. For someone who's supposed to be creating empathetic content. Like, his content revolves around empathy, but yet he's
that's
one of the most
what makes
empathetic
him
people,
look
according to his
bad.
employees that they've probably met. But anyways, that's gonna be it. That's the tweet. Let me know your thoughts.
But I don't know, not to sound insensitive, but it's just like, that's the way of the world. You don't have to work for these people. You can find employment elsewhere if you're not happy with how he's running his studio. But this is actually pretty common in, you know, the entertainment industry. It's just how it is. A lot of them aren't treated the best. It's not a super pleasant, politically correct environment. Like I said, I have a couple friends actually who act, and they be complaining about shit all the time. So unfortunately, that's the culture. So it's surprising that they are coming down on him so heavily for this, especially as far as the pay goes. It's like a lot of people who are working on huge movies, you would think, oh, they getting hella money. No, they're not. Like, even sometimes the main actors aren't getting that much. That's just how it is. I think it's a fucking scam, honestly. I would never want to be an actor, but that is just how it is. So I don't really feel like this is grounds for him to be canceled, to be honest. I thought they were about to say that he was harassing them or like something crazy like that, but it's just like, oh, he's underpaying you, in your opinion. What if for the same type of work for other studios, that's like among the average pay that people get? I just don't, like, I would need more details. I can't really speak on this. They're not really providing too many specifics, so I can't say for sure. But yeah, it's just like, and like I said, the only thing that makes him look bad is the fact that he puts out this super, you know, morally superior type of content. So it's like, oh, out of the goodness of your heart, you should do this. Even if everybody else in your industry is doing this thing over here, you should take the high route and pay your actors more. You should be doing, you know, so they're kind of holding that over his head, which I don't think is actually fair either. But I can't speak on how he carries himself as an individual, because that might just be the type of content that he's putting out. But does he make it seem like he's this perfect person and he's always doing the right thing in the world? Like, I don't fucking know. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is a bit of a reach, to be honest. I don't think this is that terrible. And like I said, they didn't really say specifically. Like, was he making y'all work, you know, fucking 18-hour days and paying y'all $100? Like, I need to know some specifics before I can, you know, pull out the pitchfork and say that he's this terrible person and evil. He said he was evil in the video. I'm like, all right. As far as the prop thing, maybe that wasn't the best decision, but it's like, Is that a thing though? Those knives in movies, they look pretty real. Are they always using props? You know? I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think though. Let me know what other videos you want to watch and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.